We are back, episode 59 of Journey to a Million on this Tuesday afternoon, evening, 4:30ish. We're live here. Myself, Drew Skyberg, a fantasy champion, joined by another fantasy champion, Jared Valesky. Jared, how you doing?
Doing good. Won my most expensive league. Happy about that.
So I need to do a cheer for me, but I'll move over to Zack here. Can I call him a champion? Nope.
Not this year.
But how's it going, Zach? It's been a rough year for you in fantasy, but team picks was another story. So, yeah, I mean, you had phenomenal record in team picks. You were over. Pretty sure you were over like 50 games.
Drew, I would have caught you, but the week that I went 5-0, you also went 5-0. So
you would have, but you didn't. Sorry, but yeah, I was the winner of Zach's dynasty league, so it was pretty good. Jared took 4th in my dynasty league, so
and in his 4th in both.
Oh, you were 4th in both. So Jared loses out in the 3rd place prize pool in both, unfortunately, but
I won like $350 from my.
No, I'm good. Good payday for you. Congrats on the wins, but ours is just one win. You also took 3rd place in Fantasia. So
I took
highlight
yeah,
that.
and I took 1st in a auto draft league with Caden and Mikey and all them. Eric Thompson.
Oh.
I took 1st.
Jared's a winner in 2022, 2023, but yeah, no, we have full squad here.
Jared,
Zach
you're
and I
looking
actually
a little small down there.
A little small?
Yeah,
a little small. A little skinny.
Yeah.
Screen vertical.
Yeah. You think I can hold on? What if I do this?
Yeah. No, you. Oh.
Nope.
Oh no, that worked.
Wait.
No, because then I'm looking weird. I look at the camera instead of.
Okay. So didn't work for Jared, but yeah, Zach and I actually made it to Lambeau on Sunday night. They flexed the game for us on a Sunday. I was hoping for the Saturday night, but if you looked at ratings, you saw Aaron Rodgers gets the most views on Sunday nights. So, regardless of if the game had playoff implications for both sides, which did for one, they were moving the game. So we got to see that game unravel. Jared, did you watch it?
Sorry, I kind of lagged out there. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Packer game that Zach and I were at, that you were not at.
Yeah, I watched the whole game. I think it was a good game, but what kind of decided the game was that Quay Walker play. They totally missed, who was it? Ford? Was it Ford? No, Reed. It was Reed. With the forearm to the helmet.
Oh, that should have been, I thought that was an ejection. It should
have been. But then Wyatt and Quay Walker both interfered with medical staff, which was kind of a bad look. LaFleur wasn't having it. Clearly should have been ejected. He was ejected. Especially after what we saw last week. It was just kind of a bad taste, and it's not what you want to see.
Yeah, that the Dobbs drop on that last Packers offensive drives was, I think, the biggest factor, because that would have given them first down. They would have had the ball at probably like the 50 or 45, whatever it was. And he forgot how to catch.
Dobbs had a rough second half of the year. Just not to make this a full Packer season recap, but honestly, brutal second half, I thought, from Dobbs. I know we dealt with injury, but no, I want to touch on Jared. I'm glad you mentioned a point that not a lot of people are talking about, right? Walker, throws hands with the trainer, and the trainer was ready. Like, the trainer was ready to square up, but what made it even more disgusting was the fact Devontae Wyatt comes in and bumps him, but body checks the trainer. I thought Wyatt could have gotten ejected too.
I thought it was done, honestly, because they both made contact, and if you make contact with the referee, a staff, medical, anyone, it's cause for ejection.
Keyword: it was not inadvertent contact. This was actual contact. Devontae Wyatt went up and made contact. Now, I'm not to And I mean, even at the game, many fans were actually like, "Come on, refs! You know what is this?" And it's like, okay, well, other people went on their phones and were like, "Oh, he did that." Yeah, yeah. And some people actually saw it. There were people around where I was, and they were like, "He actually just hit a trainer. He physically hit the trainer." But
And you do that at week 18 in a must-win game with 7 minutes left in the game while they're driving. I mean, it led to a touchdown, which ultimately won them the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest takeaway from that game is that Lambeau Field is very cold. Very cold.
okay, full disclosure: Zach wore sweatshirt and jeans, no
That's
coat.
it.
Yeah, I'm serious. He was like, "Yep,
It
the
was
body
21
heat
degrees, I
of
think.
76,000
hold on.
people."
I thought it was gonna do something,
No,
and
no,
it didn't do anything. Yeah,
Of course not. No, it was like 21 degrees, I think, at kickoff. Second coldest of the year besides the Rams Monday night game. Like I said.
yeah, it was chilly. Jared, your mic's doing a little in and out thing going on here.
Hold on.
Sorry for the quality here, little issue, but um, honestly, Packers, that one.
That's better.
What I thought was insane was, Lions want to knock Packers out of the playoffs, and you know what they go to? Then the play they need most, they go to a hook and ladder. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, who we'll talk more in this episode, right? I mean, getting some head coaching buzz, right? Getting some interviews, but hook and ladder's the call. When they need a first down, they get it. They get a big play on it. It was like, what was it, like 10, 15 yards? It was enough to seal the deal.
I have a question.
But
I mean, you guys were there. You saw. What did you think when they had that holding penalty? It was like it was on like a 2nd and 10. It would have been like 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 6, but they declined. They accepted the penalty, making it 2nd and 15 or whatever, and then they ended up getting like 13 yards on that play, anyways.
the
Are
Lions.
you talking about? Yep.
Yeah, it was like maybe it was third down. Maybe it would have been like 4th and 3, but they accepted the penalty, which made it like 3rd and 15. But then they did the hook and ladder play. They got like 13 yards, and then it was like 4th and 2.
They were trying to do that, Jared, too, for time wise. They were trying to get like more plays. I thought it was like 3rd and 2 it went to. Like they were close. It was short. It was down. Yeah. But why they did that though? Because they wanted to waste another down. So what would happen then is they'd get another. They only need 2 yards. They're banking on getting those 2 yards. They could just kneel it out then. If they let another play
But the clock was stopped anyways, so I just thought, then you're replaying the down instead of just accepting the 3rd and 2, because it ended up being
they'd
3rd and 2 anyways. So it just wasted a little more time.
They'd rather get 2 more yards to get 4 more plays than have to get 15 more yards to get 4 more plays.
Yeah,
Though. Is
I
that
mean,
what it ended up
hindsight, you
happening?
look back and you see that it didn't matter. But I mean, I guess you'll always take a 3rd and 15 or whatever.
I was thinking about that. No, you bring a good point because a lot of people were questioning, what's going on. They actually declined 2 penalties in that one, I believe.
Right at the end, they declined one too. It was on a purpose of what's it called? An intentional false start or encroachment by the Packers.
Green Bay.
That they declined. Yeah.
It was a rough one. I mean, talk about settling for field goals. Stalling in the red zone. I mean, that was something we talked about yesterday on episode 96. I touched on, right. I mean, red zone efficiency was Achilles heel for this Packers team. There's multiple Achilles heels, I'll say, but talk about one that really just hurt was that.
I'm more concerned about the press conference post game. Rodgers. Yeah, I think he's done.
Things
What do
down.
you guys think?
The jersey swap too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Jameson
true.
Williams.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to keep his last jersey. I mean, that's just what he wanted. He made it sound
You think
like
he's done in Green Bay or done?
I think he's done. I think he's thrown his last pass. I honestly do.
You don't think he'll do a Favre?
No, I mean, his reasoning for not wanting to do the jersey swap was there's weeks that you want to keep your jersey. Week 18 against the Lions, to get into the playoffs. Like, that's not that important. You lost the game. I mean, the only reason he wouldn't want to do it is because it's his last game and he wants to, keep his jersey.
I think he doesn't know if it's his last game, but he thinks there's a possibility. So that's why he wants to keep his last jersey just in case he decides on that, but he hasn't decided yet. but he doesn't want to like trade jerseys and then
Mhm.
decide to like retire, and then all of a sudden he doesn't have his jersey anymore.
Yeah, and he
I
also
agree.
said he's gonna miss the fans, he's gonna miss everyone, talking about in his press conference if it's his last time, what he's gonna miss and everything. It just sounded like he might be done, and he did say that he's gonna have to take some time away from the sport, step away for a little bit and see how it feels and then decide if he wants to come back or not. I think if you're deciding like I don't know if I want to play anymore, then you're already thinking about retirement. So that's not a good sign.
And a guy Jared Pat McAfee. I'm sure we'll dig into this more. We'll hear more about what's going on with Rodgers. We do know for sure. I mean, not for sure, but it sounds like Joe Barry will be back in 2023. That's the Packers defensive coordinator. For those who don't know, um, your guys' first thoughts on that? I honestly, you look at this Packers team. They gave up the same amount of points in the regular season as they did last year, both 371, I believe, is the total. So, if you look from a total points perspective, but from a scheme concept perspective, what are your thoughts?
I would say your pass defense. I mean, the athletes are there. I mean, great pass defense. In my opinion, your run defense has just not been good. I don't know what's going on all year. Like you'd always bank on running backs just going off against the Packers just because you haven't been able to stop the run all year. But I mean, if they think Joe Barry's the answer, I mean, good for them. They can stay with him. But I've heard a lot of Packer fans just complaining. I mean, obviously, I'm not a Packer fan, so I haven't watched every game, but I hear a lot of Packer fans complaining about how bad he is. So I mean, that's up to whatever the organization wants, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys are there that they should be good at stopping the run. They got Jaron Reed, they got Devontae Wyatt, Kenny Clark, Devondre Campbell, Quay Walker. Like I think they have the guys there. So I think the run stopping I think that's more schematic thing. Whereas like the pass defense it's been pretty good over the last 2 years, and I think this year was similar to last year, where the first half the defense just as a whole it wasn't great, and then the second half of the season, as the season came to a close, the defense started to play phenomenal, like up to their potential. So I think that's something that Joe Barry needs to look into and try and figure out how or what happens second half of the season. Like, what's the difference there? Because there's obviously a difference in the uh in what goes out on the field. So
Yeah, I I think for me it was Packers losing one of their best player at arguably the most important position at edge, Rashawn Gary, losing him to right. It was a torn ACL. I just feel like that point, which like it's been weird because their defense, like Zack mentioned, the first half was not as good. I just feel if this team had Gary, they had Rashawn Gary throughout this second half of the year. I just think this defense would have been like think about the pass rush. I mean, there was not really this pass rush that you wanted against the Lions that the Packers historically have gotten against the Lions. You didn't see that. And I think, guy like Gary, I hate to go get on the injury card, but like honestly, I think that was just a huge loss there for the Packers. And in games like this, he would have been a guy you wanted out there.
I just want to talk about a player on the Packers that for sure is done. I'm sure you guys have seen the interview. Alan Lazard will not be returning. He
yeah,
stated that he has played basically his last game in Green Bay. What are your thoughts on that?
I wish they could keep Lazard. Really good blocking tight end, and he's willing to do the dirty work of blocking. And I think he was never going to be the top receiver on the Packers offense. I don't think he's his pass catching ability, route running. I don't think he's up to that level, but I think he's a really good wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 on a team. So yeah, it's sad to see him go, but obviously he's got to do what's best for him.
I hate to take this, this route on it, but if Lazard wants to go, he can go. From a talent perspective, I've never liked what he brings to the receiving side. Zach mentioning blocking. right? He's an above average blocker at the receiver position. I honestly think this team though, with him moving on, he was never that true number one. I think just Rodgers elevated him into that. But I think you're banking on Christian Watson being your number one next year. I do think though, this is kind of what I'm looking at, which we just heard some news coming with Hopkins on the trade block. In an ideal world, you bring Rodgers back. And again, we know that what we heard with Rodgers, but you bring Rodgers back, hopefully, or it's really him coming back. I mean, he's under contract, and you trade for a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. You bring a guy in there, and it's hard to just say, was the receiving core the issue? Maybe that Dobbs drop, again, to look at one play, was a huge part of this game. And I think you run. I mean, this team got hot, and this team they showed they could win some games in the second half, but it was a little too late. So I don't know what you guys think about Hopkins to Green Bay.
I mean, Packers have negative $9.5 million in cap space going into next year. So, I mean, bringing in a guy like Hopkins who has 2 years, I think like 30-some million left on his deal is I'm not sure.
Well,
how
right
that would work
now,
with the cap, I guess, but
Bakhtiari can go.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, there's ways out of some deals here. I know Bakhtiari wouldn't be ideal to go,
Yeah.
but Aaron Jones,
Well,
there's ways out of his contract.
No, the thing with Bakhtiari is if all these players are gone, if Cobb is gone, Bakhtiari is gone, so is Rodgers. He said in his post game that it depends what other players are doing.
That's his guy.
But I mean, if you want Hopkins, you need to free up cap. The best way to do it, I know it sucks, is probably to get rid of Rodgers. I mean, that frees up a lot of cap. Is it guaranteed? Is this money guaranteed though?
For who?
Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they can restructure would be a big thing. I think if hopefully Aaron Jones comes back next year, but I don't think he's going to be on his current contract. They're going to have to do some finagling with that contract to get his cap hit a little bit lower. And I think
I got
they
it
might
right
look to do something similar with Bakhtiari. So
I'll give you I got Jones numbers here. It's a cap hit of 20 mil right now, 2023, age 29 year. His dead cap is 9.6. So I mean, that's the way you could save some money there. That's a good chunk of change, Zach.
Yeah.
But is Aaron Rodgers going to be okay with losing Aaron Jones?
I don't think he's connected with Jones as much as he's connected with Bach and Cobb.
Yeah, Bakhtiari and Cobb are obviously probably a bigger deal, but I think Aaron Jones is still the best weapon on that offense. So
would this be unpopular for me from a business decision? I think, and I've been saying this, I think Aaron Jones is the guy you move on from if you have to move on from someone in this offense, as unpopular as it is. If you want to make a splash for another offensive player.
I've thought that for about 4 years since they ever signed him to that extension. It was a mistake. Or was it like 2-3 years ago? Whatever it was. It was a mistake. I didn't think I didn't think they should have extended it because they had AJ
2 years
Dillon.
ago. Good job, guys.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense, and now they overpaid him as well. I mean,
well, the big thing is the cap hit from 2022 to 2023 is a $14 million increase, over $14 million. So, that's a huge thing. Year 1 and year 2, it's fine, but it goes down to 16 million in year 4 of the deal, and that's kind of goes down. I think the business move here, which it would make more sense for them probably to move on from after next year. Like not only 3 years of that deal going through, but yeah, I mean this is something we're gonna have to wait to see more on and kind of gauge what's going on here, because he already had a conversion of his salary to like a roster bonus to free up $3 million earlier, in 2022.
So the whole thing is like everything that they do depends on Rodgers. I mean, if Rodgers is stepping away, then they're gonna pay the players they need to. Rodgers said in his post game, I hate to keep mentioning his post game interview, but he said a lot. He said that he was asked like, all this money that you're getting paid over the next few years, won't that be hard to step away from? And his response was basically like, no, I have a lot of money. Like, I can do what I want. Really, it's not gonna bother me that much. So when he said that, I was kind of like, okay, well, he's not really guaranteeing anything. He's not letting Packer fans know like that he's thinking about coming back. Right now, he's saying like, nope, I can make my own decision. I have enough money. I do what I want. So that kind of scares me.
Yeah,
So if Rodgers doesn't come back, I mean, they can do whatever they want with their money.
he did the same thing last year though. After the playoff loss to San Francisco, and he really didn't, I guess, commit to that until later in the offseason too. So I think he'll be back one more year. I don't know, I guess after that, but I think it depends how next year goes. But I think he'll be back next year.
Do you
What was his
guys
deal?
think he?
4 years? What was his
Yep,
deal?
4 years. Well, do you guys think that he'll announce before the season if he comes back, or is it going to be something after the season ends? Also, Jared, the mic's doing a little static. You wanna?
Are you saying this postseason?
No, what I'm saying is, so let's say he's back for next year, Zach. Would he, if he says he's returning, I guess would he announce before the season that's his last, or do you think he would say it until after? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he'd do it after, because I think right now he's just kind of going kind of year by year, and he's making the decision at the end of each year, and he's really not planning. It's just kind of doing whatever he wants to do.
Also, Snapple tea, by the way, I'm taking it over Peace tea in my tea rankings. That might be. Is that popular?
I love Snapple. Drink
I got
every day.
Snapple right now,
Whenever I'm back with
peach.
my brother. Oh, with the little bottles.
Yeah, these
You gotta
bottles
get
are
the
20
glass
ounces.
bottles. You got to get the
Mm.
glass bottles.
But
Do they
Zach,
have the
these
glass bottles anymore?
No, they have to. Oh, Jared, we're drinking the same one. Are you serious?
They got plastic instead
serious?
of glass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
got
opted for it.
plastic.
Oh,
Ah,
what's your Snapple fact?
My Snapple fact of the day is
Throwing at me.
heavier, not bigger. Lemons produce more juice.
Oh, I got a lemon one too.
then what? They produce more juice than what?
It just says heavier, not bigger. Lemons produce more juice. Oh, so the heavier lemon produces more juice than a bigger lemon.
That
That's
makes sense. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
got more
Oh
liquid in it.
yeah, because there's more.
I got
water.
one.
Yeah.
A lemon contains more sugar than a strawberry. You know that? I did. That's pretty cool. Think about a lemon
I did not
sour.
know that.
See, thank you, Snapple.
more you know.
Snapple, we appreciate your help. You're not sponsored, but we appreciate you clearing up the lemon facts for us.
Put a little hashtag Snapple in the post.
Yeah, I did bring, guys. I don't know if you want to go through them. So, a little bit of an over under game. We like our over unders. Some are better than others at it. Don't want to throw any names out there, but someone on here. I actually had a reverse sweep a few days ago. It was actually the Sunday Night Football games that I had a reverse sweep. Okay, but fact of the matter is, I have some. I got some over unders, and I was wondering if you guys want to roll some of them out here. So
Yeah, let's go for it.
yeah, let's do it. So first one, we got 6 games, and this for wild card weekend here, right? And the over under is 1.5 for upsets for seeds. What that means is I'm counting a 5 and 4 upset. 5 beats the 4. Are you taking the over under at 1.5?
Over all day. Cowboys are gonna win, and the Jaguars are beating
Cowboys
the
are
Chargers.
losing. Jaguars are the 4 seed. That's not upset.
Oh crap! No.
Yep.
Hold on.
So that's what
Cowboys are losing though.
the line
Hold
was
on.
smart and was put together with
Yeah.
ease. So
I'm going
you're
over.
looking Giants and
Over.
Vikings. You're going over.
Well, Zach's taking the Giants over the Vikings, and he's taking the Chargers over the Jaguars.
Yep, those
Okay.
are my 2.
No.
Well, then I'll say under.
Over at 1. You're gonna go under. You're gonna say there's one only.
I say the Cowboys beat the Buccaneers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So over is 1. I'll take. I'll take the over 2. There's some ones I think that it's just wild card weekend. It's wild, right?
Yeah. See, it could
next one
easily be
is
3 though. It could be 3. It could
Yeah.
be Cowboys win, Chargers win, and what else was I gonna say?
Giants. Probably.
I don't think the Giants are gonna win.
You think Cincy, Buffalo, or San Francisco's going to lose then?
No,
I
what
think
was
they're out.
thinking? So Chargers win. Maybe the Giants could win, but yeah, the Buccaneers could beat the Cowboys. I could see that possibly happening with the way that they
I
ended
think-
their season.
Those 3 games are the most likely for an upset. Is the Cowboys, Bucks, Giants, Vikings, and then the Chargers and Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that would be the 3, I guess. But I'm gonna say under still. Let's say.
I'll take over on that. Next one, a little bit about the coaching vacancies. I want to talk about this. So, going at it, right? I mean, the over under right now for coaching vacancies, it's a pretty large line. It's 6.5 right now.
Are we counting coaches that are like the Colts and
Yep.
teams that need to
So-
replace a coach?
Colts. So
How many is there right now? 4?
Just 3.
Carolina, Arizona,
Oh, there's-
Indianapolis, Houston, Denver. That's 5
Denver.
right now.
So 5.
whoa.
So the line's 6.5. That means you need 2 more firings. That could be McVay. That could be Staley. That could be
McVay is
McCarthy.
staying.
McCarthy's staying. Staley's staying.
McVay is staying. Staley's
6.5.
staying.
No, I think McVay's leaving, but I don't
So
know.
I
who
put you
else
at
would.
6. So you're looking for not one more.
How would
Um,
McVay? You said McVay's leaving or staying, Zach?
Leaving.
You think so? Ow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Let's think
there's
of
a
that
lot of
team.
talk.
Let's think of that team. No, I keep hearing people saying the Rams lost nothing and have been bad this year. So obviously Andrew Whitworth was a decent part of their offense, right? So that's him. Then you had Von Miller. He left. Okay, there's 2 players. Odell got hurt. He's gone. Cooper Kupp was out half the season. Matthew Stafford missed like 6 games. So what they do what the Packers did? Stafford's there, Kupp's there. They win their last 6. They're probably a playoff team.
Yeah, but
Well,
here's
Jared-
the thing. I don't think McVay's reason for leaving has anything to do with like the football team. I think
They
it's
just won the Super Bowl.
yeah, but he's been mentioned like he wants to spend time with his family. He just got
Okay, so
married
it's
or
more
just
for-
had a kid or something. So he wants to spend time with his family, and then when he does decide he wants to go back in the football and start working again, he can either go back to coaching or he can take a TV deal and he'll still be getting paid similar to what he's getting paid now. So
He's labeled it as time away from the game. It's not been, he's done with football, and it's not based on, talent or whatnot, right? I mean, McVay being one of the more talented coaches in football.
And one of the
we all
most
agree on
people
that.
are
But
younger, right?
yeah, 36 is the age. So the big thing with him is, right, like Zach mentioned, with family time, that's something he wanted to emphasize. And, I honestly, I think he does what's best for him, right? I mean, if he moves from the game, nothing but respect for what McVay has done. But he would put us at 6 on that. I was trying to think it through. I was thinking of some maybes.
What
Right,
about
who might
Bruce-
get
or
us?
not Bruce Arians? What about Andy Reid?
Cowboys. Oh, Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, is that what you
He's
said?
old. He's getting old. Yeah.
He's
I mean,
coming back.
Bill Belichick's probably on his last year. He said.
Bill Belichick said he's coming. Yeah.
He said he's coming back for the 24th or whatever. But he's probably he's getting. If they have to announce that you're coming back for another season, you're nearing the end.
So some other ones I was potentially thinking of. And I mean, a lot of them were like guys potentially just taking another job. Like it was like, I don't know. Like that's why I left that other one because there's 25 other franchises, 26 other franchises where we don't know maybe what the future, like a lot can happen from now until when the season, even when training camp starts back up, let alone the draft. So are you guys taking under? I guess I didn't get the
Now you got me thinking. If the Chargers lose to Jacksonville, I mean Staley might be out. He could be.
I think Staley's coming back. I've had
I'm gonna
change
say
of heart.
over.
I think he's
There's
coming back.
so many questionable ones that I'll say over.
Okay.
I
I'll go over
you only
too.
need 2 more. You already got
Yeah, I'm gonna
5.
go over too. Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah. True.
If they can afford to fire him, he's gone.
I just
If they
find
can
that crazy
figure
with
out the money
Kingsbury.
behind that.
Like he's getting money till 2027.
What about, like Matt
Good for
Eberflus?
him.
Zach,
Good for
Zach,
him.
think about. I just think about like he could wake up and go to the beach, read a book,
Yeah. Not do a single thing for
and then
what,
he can go on a
4 or
vacation.
5 years.
Or it's just a lot of stuff that's going on with him. Honestly,
Sean McVay could retire and do the same thing probably.
he could go to the beach. There's a lot of guys who could end up there. I was actually listening to an athletic podcast, athletic fantasy or football show, and they were talking about him going on vacation or whatnot too. Like a lot of guys
Going
with
to the
that.
beach.
Yeah,
Going
going
to
to the beach.
Cabo?
Him. It was Kingsbury.
Beach in Cabo.
Who's the other? Oh, well, their GM too. They said he can join.
Kime. He stepped down.
He was
though.
extended too.
He didn't get fired. He stepped down.
Is he still getting money?
I don't. If you step down, you don't. I don't think.
Unless it's guaranteed.
What if it was a mutual
Well,
parlay?
no,
Zach?
because he stepped down, so that means he's like quitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
I'm sure there's some plan though in line. He'll get his money, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Otherwise,
like
why
football
would you
show.
step
Good one.
down?
I'm gonna say there's like 8 or 9 coaching vacancies. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair
Hopefully
list.
somebody hires Joe Barry as the head coach.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a list then, and then I want you guys to guess what this list is. This is the last one. It's my favorite. Okay. What do all these players have in common for 2022? This is last one. Yeah, I won't keep these crazy questions, but Justin Jefferson, Tua Tagovailoa, Lamar Jackson, Austin Eckler, Taysom Hill, Quinnen Williams, Joe Burrow, AJ Brown, Detroit's defense / special teams, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Kelce, Josh Jacobs, San Francisco's defense / special teams, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes.
They all combined for more touchdowns than Kenny Galladay.
Well, that is true, yes. But not what we're looking for. Jared, I'll give you one guess. It's pretty tough.
I wouldn't know because they're not coming off their rookie deal. Because Kelsey's like 30 something.
What kind of question is this? How are we supposed to know this?
Yeah.
He said,
now we're
defenses
complaining.
too. He's
This
talking
is
about
where
whole
we're-
defensive
defense.
units.
Okay, so I'll give you the
Fantasy
answer.
question.
The answer?
Something fantasy.
Oh no, it's not. This
Well-
is actually every single winner of the MVP award this year for NFL or Nickelodeon Slime Time. Oh, Zach left. We had 16 winners, and they love when I bring up Nickelodeon. They're not, unfortunately, doing a wild card game. It's one of my unpopular takes in the football industry that I enjoy doing that, but I don't know.
Wait,
I enjoy bringing up Nickelodeon.
MVP?
Yes. Okay, Jared. We'll go through it while Zach's not here, and then we'll get back to actual football. So Detroit's defense and San Francisco's defense were MVP award winners. On top of that, Quinnen Williams won the MVP in Week 6.
Yeah. Oh.
They started doing it weekly last year. So I am looking. Has
Wait,
there ever been a
did you
Packer to win the
say,
award?
Did you say Mitch Trubisky? Or was that just this year?
No, that was last year.
You're just talking about this year?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield won it.
Mhm.
Did he win the MVP? I actually don't know if he won it for.
Jonathan Taylor won
He
it this
did.
year?
Yeah, he won it Week 10.
Okay. Weird.
Okay, well, it looks like Zach doesn't want to come back, but
He's not even.
no, he's out. I mean, that's unfortunate, but. Is there anything you want to talk about here, Jared? Those were my 3 main questions. There's a lot of stuff we can go through.
How the NFL it's weird because the Colts. I hate talking about the Colts, but I mean, we wanted to win, right? The Texans wanted to lose. Or no, we didn't want to win. I'm stupid. We both wanted to lose. The Texans going for 2 there was obviously. I mean, welcome back, Zach.
I had to escort myself out. I don't want to
Texans
listen to
going for
MVP talk.
Yeah. The Texans going for 2 at the end of that game made 0 sense, right? They did that like they just blew their first round pick or their top pick. It made no sense at all.
Well, what does
Um,
Lovey Smith care?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know you can't purposely lose games, but I mean, the Colts had every reason to lose that game. I mean, unless they knew about my bet to Zach, I didn't pay you yet, did I? No, I didn't.
No, you did not. I'll be
Um,
expecting that soon.
Yeah, you'll get it within the next hour. But
Sounds
like,
good.
did you see the last play of the game? Davis
Yes.
Mills threw the ball right through the Colts' hands. I mean, the guy literally just like it looked like he tried not to catch it. It's like they're trying to lose the game, but they're obviously not because they came back. I mean, the Texans went for two. It just looked weird. That's all I'm saying. It just looked really, really weird. It's like something's going on there.
I think Lovie Smith lost his job because of this game, and it's hard to say. He lost his job for winning the game, and they could have already he could have been already out on his way out. Before this game.
It came out like right at the beginning of the game. It said the Texans are going to clean the house. They're going to get rid of their GM, their coach. They're going to.
So they wanted to take it to him, because
it's
theoretically Smith doesn't care about this. If he knows he's out, he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm. It just looked like they were both sides. Like the Colts, it looked like they were trying to lose when it got to the end of the game, and the Texans, it didn't make sense that they were trying to win by going for two. Nothing made sense in that game. Now the Bears get the top pick, Colts get the fourth pick. I'm happy with it, but it just didn't make sense.
I made sense in that game.
You made dollars.
A lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you have enough sense, you get dollars.
Pay him in nickels. Pay him in pennies. Zach's actually paid me nickels for things. Full disclosure. I've gotten 20 nickels for a candy bar. It's something. He didn't put him in a bag.
You gotta do what you gotta do. If the guy is 20 nickels, you're gonna get to 20 nickels.
Yeah,
it's the same amount of money.
Honestly, we can talk about coaching changes for a long time, but we have a Colts fan here, and I just want to hear some thoughts shared from you, because I was looking at some reports, and people right now it's believed that like Jeff Saturday is the top candidate for the Colts head coaching job. Are you buying this?
So that's because of multiple reasons. First reason, Jim Irsay wants to prove a point. That's just him being stuck up in his ways.
Okay.
Second reason, he's trying to make himself look better because he's never hired a losing coach, he says. But I think he's also not set on that, because I mean we asked to interview the Lions offensive coordinator, I think.
And defensive.
And defensive. I know there was two, yeah. So we looked at them. Obviously, we're in on Jim Harbaugh. We're trying to, at least. That would be ideal, but I doubt that's happening because he's already set to certain teams. But I wouldn't. So it depends. So when we draft a quarterback, we're gonna get a top two. We're getting Stroud or Young. I mean, that's unless someone trades up and takes it from us,
That's
which I doubt will
debatable.
happen. And I mean, what we're gonna try to. I'm sure we will. Say we get one of them. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Jeff Saturday back, just because I mean the media is gonna hate it, but I mean we're not gonna be a great team next year. It's gonna be kind of a gelling year under a new quarterback. Trying to get the guy I don't know what I'm trying to say,
Up to speed.
get him some experience. Yeah, get him ready for actual high level play. So yeah, I mean, if we have Saturday there, he'll know how to coach up a young player. But obviously, that's not the best case scenario. I'd say Jim Harbaugh number one. If not, then we can look at maybe someone who has more experience than Jeff Saturday. I mean, it came back to bite him a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see what happens in the offseason.
Look, if I were the Indianapolis Colts, or if I was a fan, I'd be all over Ben Johnson. That's Lions offensive coordinator who they're looking at, or who they've requested an interview already with. I guess I'll go through the full list. They've got Lions defensive coordinator, Broncos defensive coordinator, Lions offensive coordinator, Rams defensive coordinator, and the Eagles offensive coordinator. I would say the Eagles offensive coordinator, right, Shane Steichen, he's going to get a head coaching job somewhere, I'd assume. Ben Johnson, I'd assume will get one. And those are the two guys out of those lists I'd say for sure gets one. And then possibly
I don't know.
Morris.
I don't know why we interview defensive coordinators. I mean, look at the Bears, right? Justin Fields had for his short career, a career year this year, and they still get the top pick. They had a defensive coach this year, Matt Eberflus, and their defense wasn't that good, and their offense wasn't much better. I mean, I know they don't have the talent. They traded away Roquan Smith, and they traded away a lot of players. I know they're going through a rebuild, but still, like a defensive coach doesn't make sense to me because like they don't know how to call plays, and then you have to look to hire another play caller. I mean, we already have one, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
Look at Vrabel. I mean, look at the coach of the year last year, Mike Vrabel, defensive coach. I mean, I wouldn't value that as much. I know you can say look at this year, but come on, injuries, it was insane. But I honestly, I want to look at more of what are they minded, right? Right. I mean, defensive minded head coaches have certainly gotten a bad rap this year. I mean, right? You mentioned Eberflus. Look at the two of the worst teams, right? Eberflus,
Yeah.
Lovie Smith, both defensive minded coaches. I mean, I get why they get the bad rap, but I don't think it's always that case. Is all.
So I know we'll put out a mock draft. I'm sure we'll do many mock drafts. I know Zach will be all over that. But so I'm just thinking. So the Broncos get the 5th pick. No, not the Broncos. The Seahawks get the 5th pick now. I don't think they take a quarterback, so it's gonna go probably Bears get number 1. Either they'll take Will Anderson or someone else that's not a quarterback, or they'll trade out of it. The Texans will take a quarterback, I'm sure. They'll take one of the two. And then the 3rd pick is the Cardinals. They have Kyler Murray. Unless they trade Murray, which I doubt, they're not taking a quarterback. Unless someone trades in, it's almost guaranteed the Colts get their franchise quarterback. Unless I'm just wrong here.
Your mic's still
Or
doing
if he
that thing,
turns
Jared.
on-
I know.
Or if he turns out not to be a franchise guy.
That's just the risky pick.
Yeah.
Draft, and this is my favorite time of the year for the draft. Like, fantasy basketball's picking up, getting good. On top of it, we got fantasy baseball starting, and then you throw the NFL offseason, you throw drafts, you throw trades in dynasty leagues, you throw all the offseason moves. I don't know, I just think it's a great time for sports, in my opinion. But I mean, Jared, you can hit on those.
Yeah, the best time for sports is when all three are going at once, like
October.
Super Bowl, World Series. Yeah, World Series, and then basketball starts up. And football's just
It's mid to late October is like the prime time when you have what's called the sports equinox. I get that right? It's where you have because hockey's going on too, some soccer. You have everything MLI, like everything's going on at that exact time. And it's a wonderful time. It's still somewhat nice outside. I totally agree on that. But for Zach, it's probably just football time. So early February is probably his best time.
He used to like baseball a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
my favorite time is fall. Football and golf. Golf on Saturdays, football on Sundays. I don't watch golf, but I play golf.
What about you play golf? No, you golf. You don't play. Oh, fine. Okay.
I play running.
Zach. Yeah. But Zach does not play running.
No.
No, I do not play running.
Zach hasn't played running in 2 years.
About that, yeah.
Zach, I was thinking more like this for you. So you get done with work on Friday, right? You golf Friday night, Friday evening, and you got to like 7:00. In summer, and then you golf Saturday. You get some rounds in, and then even if you go in fall, you can golf Sunday morning before the games. I mean, games start at noon here. We're in Central Time. I think you're overthinking this. I mean, you definitely have more time for golf. I did agree to go. I'll do 9 holes. I'll go to 7 lakes. I'll do it once, maybe 18. It depends on
you went once. You went once, and you can't say you didn't have a little bit of fun, right?
Golfing
My first
is
time
fun.
golfing. Once you're good at it,
even if you suck, it's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's relaxing just being like on the course, and it's just I don't know. It's
yeah.
Like
Drew, the first time I went was kind of like, I'm not too good. It was kind of fun, but I want to go again. You were like, I just suck at it. I'm done doing this.
No, it's not that I am bad at golf. Don't get me wrong, but
you weren't
it's
terrible.
Not that I'm bad at it.
I think if you're really, really bad at golf, It's not as fun just because
Yeah.
you suck and you
Upset.
realize you suck. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't hit the ball straight. I can't keep it on like the right hole. But like once you're like good enough that you can keep it on the right hole and you kind of have an idea where it's going, like even if you're not great, you're just decent, then it's fun because you can just kind of like relax and have fun or whatever as you're golfing. So
I need to work on. I feel rushed when I'm on the course. You know, people are behind me. I'm like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, and that was my only time. But I just
Well, when we went,
that
how many people were with us? Wasn't it?
I think we were
Were we at
late.
4?
I think
Did
we like got to our tea time late or something.
we did. We did.
And then so there's people behind us because we
But yeah,
got there late. But
I honestly, or like there's two people golfing, you know, together. There's only one guy by himself. You know,
Yeah.
I cannot stay. Like we were waiting maybe 25, 30 minutes just to like golf. You know, just to like do the whole work.
Well,
Yeah.
me and Jared were golfing once, and we were behind kind of a slower group, and there were some holes we were probably sitting there like 20, 25 minutes,
Oh,
right? Like
yeah,
waiting for
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And
We
then
almost had to leave early because you had to. Did you have to work? Yeah, you had to work that
it was
day.
no, it was getting dark. We couldn't see the golf balls.
That too. Yeah.
No, but like the group behind us came in, like they're like, "Hey, can we just like
Golf with
working with
us.
you because it was getting dark, right? So we need to get done." And like they come and join, and me and Jared are kind of competing against each other. As soon as they join us, Jared just starts
Zack
shaking
goes
him into the
off.
trees, and I
Zack
turn
goes
into like
off.
a PGA level golfer. Like I'm
I did
dropping
hear that, yeah.
everything on the green.
Yeah.
Incredible. I'm sure there's wagers involved. We're not we don't need to get into specifics on this. But if there's Jared somewhere, there's wagers involved, is sometimes what I like to say.
Well, I kind of learned my lesson. I lost $40 from the Colts this year.
I don't want to hear that. Oh, la 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 la. Not listening.
That's why you don't bet on a bad team.
They weren't supposed to be bad. Whatever.
Oh, I thought you were talking about golf. You lost $40.
No, I would have lost like
No, he's
30,
talking
but
about the
Zach.
Colts.
Oh, come on.
Zach
I don't
didn't
want to hear
want
this either.
Zach didn't want my money. He said so.
We were on hole 10, I think. You were down like 6 or 7 strokes, and you came up with a genius idea that to
Every
add like
stroke
a bet
I lose
where
by.
yeah, whoever loses like however many strokes you lose by,
Pay the
that's how much
difference.
you owe.
Yeah.
You were down like 7 strokes at the time.
Hey, bet on yourself. You know, always works. Not always.
The
Sometimes.
comeback did not work.
So I'll go golfing again, I think is the summary of this story.
You
But
gotta
it
go
will
to
be 7
Songbird
likes.
Hills with us. You gotta go to
Yeah.
Songbird Hills with us. It's fun.
Drew would never go there. It's probably too expensive.
Look, I'm
It's a
working
little bit
on
more
getting golf.
expensive.
We got $100 worth of golf and a free round to work through. So
Yeah,
Zach did tell me about
we
that.
got,
I
like,
would not
3
have done that.
rounds.
I mean, it's a good value for you guys. You're going to
Yeah,
use it.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's also a longer course. Like the average hole is probably
Ooh.
like 300 yards.
Oh, so you have to use your driver. We're not going to talk about my
Yeah.
first time golfing. Nope, not talking about it. But I did learn golf etiquette because I didn't know you're not supposed to talk. You know, even like when it was like I knew like at the PGA
Backswings,
level.
you do not talk.
I knew at the
Backswings, you
PGA
do not
level you
Yeah.
weren't supposed to, but I didn't realize that implied at Seven Lakes. So yeah, I
Anywhere golf,
you know,
any kind
sorry,
of golf.
Bernie. Bernie would do at his backswing. I got a look from him, and he doesn't get mad. I got a look from him that was like, wow. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, learn my lesson. Learn my
Or
lesson.
did
But
you just cough on someone's backswing? Just let out a big cough.
I'm gonna do it
Don't
to
make your
Zach.
noise on backswings and don't hit your ball into someone. Like if there are people are ahead of you, just wait until
Yeah.
like you're guaranteed not gonna
Oh,
hit
but
that.
that's-
Zach is saying that. No, on a hole at Songbird Hills, we're waiting. There's like a little, it like
No
curves
way.
to the right. It curves to the right, and Zach's like, oh, they're pretty far ahead. I'm not gonna hit it that far. He hits it over them, almost to the green, and they just like keep
Okay.
going. They don't say anything, but yeah, you hit it way farther than you thought.
They were like they were probably like 200 yards ahead. It was like
He
the
hit one of his
best
best
drive I
shots.
ever
Yeah.
hit. Yeah. It was like the best
Oh.
shot I ever hit, and it just happened to be on the one where I was like, I'm not gonna hit it that far.
And
Yeah, I
normally,
don't
if you
know
hit it, you like yell 4 or something. Let them know. Just silence. Just hits it.
Oh.
I got back in the
Well-
cart and I was like, we should sit here for a bit.
My bold prediction for summer 2023 is that Zach will be a caddy, or will be
Me, yeah.
uh,
I
that's my
don't
bold
know.
prediction. because he's
Yeah.
out on the course too much. He might as well just live there.
Like a caddy
Well, the
guy,
thing-
a caddy girl for men.
I'm not golfing at Whistling Straits where you got a caddy though.
That's,
I'm golfing at like normal golf courses.
Listen to this, Zach. So you earn that money at Whistling Straits. You use that money you earn, and you put that towards your golf fund. So it's like a side
Yeah.
hustle. You get it?
Wait, do you think do you think Whistling Straits would let me golf there if I'm a caddy? Like, you think you get free golf or something?
You probably get
Um,
a discount of some sort.
if you can buy like a league pass, and like I know at Seven Lakes, they're not Seven Lakes, at Autumn Ridge it's like that. That you pay like $18 for 18 holes or $9 for 9 holes if you
Wait,
have
really?
the pass.
How much
yeah.
is the pass?
It's like I think it's like $100 a year or something. It's pretty nice actually. Or like 150 for the year.
Sounds like something I need to look into. Maybe I could
Yeah.
upgrade and start
You got-
golfing at
Because-
Autumn Ridge.
Well, I was golfing with Riley and Brady that one time after we golfed with Peyton Zack at Seven Lakes the same
Yeah.
day, and then Brady said
Wait, you
he
went to
paid.
Seven Lakes and Autumn Ridge in one day?
Yeah, same day. Yeah,
That's like 8
Well,
hours. Is that not?
I know.
That's the whole day.
We did 9 holes at Autumn Ridge, and Brady paid $9 for his golf.
Oh.
So it was a pretty
See,
good
that's-
deal.
Good value.
Yeah.
And it's not like
That's
even the
pretty good.
price for me for golf. I don't know. I just gotta work on. I gotta work on enjoying it more since you guys.
Yeah.
You just have to
enjoy
get your
Well-
swing down, your technique, and your swing.
Yeah.
I have
If
such
it's
a
like
big.
your
I
second-
push it.
If it's your second time golfing, I wouldn't go to a golf course where you're paying like $50. for
Oh,
a round of
Seven
golf.
Lakes. I'm sticking to Seven
Yeah,
Lakes until I get the
That's like
basics down.
Seven Lakes is pretty cheap and a pretty good deal for
But-
golfing. But like Autumn Ridge and like Songbird Hills, like you're pushing
Horicon
$50
Hills.
for 18.
Horicon Hills is a tough course, and I went there on like my 3rd time. We don't have to talk about it. It was pretty bad.
Bad decision.
Zach, you got probably a lot. I mean, you got a lot of golf. Everyone who got Zach something for Christmas, almost except me, I got him
Yeah.
something else. They got him, a lot of golf stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Bernie got you something else.
Wait,
didn't he? Or did he get you-
wait. Zach,
Shout
you
out
got
to
the-
Victor at
uh,
work. Shout out to Victor at work. Got me 500 golf tees. We did those Secret
Did,
Santa thing.
Did Trent have you for Secret Santa?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I told him to get you golf
got me-
stuff.
Yeah, he got me golf balls and a golf hat.
Yeah, I told him to get you golf stuff because
I
you
know.
like that.
Jared, we
Yeah,
might have to
it's
up
like-
our game this year golfing and like wear polos or something instead of like
What if
sweatshirts and t-shirts.
Yeah.
I was thinking if you guys make, and I'm probably not good enough to do it, but like, my thought was considering how much you guys golf, you guys should make your own like league, like not like a league. Like, you guys like keep a scoreboard for each other, or like
Mhm.
get more people involved, and
Oh,
kind
okay.
of get
I know what you mean. Yeah.
like make it a season, because that seems like something you guys would be interested in based on how much you golf and the amount of times you golf
Yeah.
with each other.
I mean,
Like,
if I'm
track
not
your-
golfing with Zach, I'm golfing with Rich and my mom.
You could
at
track.
Horicon Hills.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
and you'll be thinking about football there.
Mhm.
you got to have like set courses and stuff you're golfing after that though.
Mhm.
I mean, you could label it
That
on.
should all come
This is
up
a
to Horicon
spreadsheet.
Hills one. Yeah. Horicon
You're
Hills.
Excel
No.
guy, Zach.
There not be one on Horicon Hill. For like everyone else, that's like an hour and a half, 2 hour.
That's an
drive.
exhibition.
Well, no, it's not even about how hard the course is. 18 holes there is $100, so it's pretty expensive.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I heard Rich is buying.
No, Rich pays for
That's-
me probably. He wouldn't pay for all you guys.
I'd come.
That's
I'd come
above
at
my
Rich's way.
Yeah.
that's above my golf budget.
Yeah. Well, Songbird Hills is like 30 for 18 holes or 40 or something.
No, it's like 45, I think. And then
45.
Autumn Ridge is like 50 or something, but
Mhm.
I don't know. That's why Seven Lakes is so nice because it's like 20, 28 or something like that. You get like a
Yeah.
cart in 18, but
They sometimes
Yeah.
do specials too. You get 9, like even if you do the 9, you get 9 holes, a sandwich, whatever, cart. I mean, they make it pretty affordable. It's local. I know
Oh,
branches.
and I also have a free 18 holes because the golf league, not league, the golf outing that I was in last year, it got rained out with like, they got like 3 holes left to golf, and it got rained out, so they gave us a voucher for a free 18
Where?
holes.
it's Seven Lakes.
Horicon Hills.
Oh,
They gave out a
So
lot
I-
because that's expensive to give out a free 18 holes for every person that was golfing there. That's
yeah.
a lot.
I want to do like I know Seven Lakes had a golf tournament last
Yeah.
summer. They had like a weekend thing. I want to
Me
do
or
one of
Peyton
those
were gonna do
this
it.
summer.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, we ended up
That's
not
the
doing
exact.
it.
Actually, that's the same day I did the Horicon Hills one because that one got canceled, so I put myself in this one instead.
I think they do something with. Do they do anything with like skill gap? I'm not saying like you're not a good golfer, Zach. I'm just saying like there's some league guys. You know, it's.
Wow, Drew.
No,
Sounds like you're saying I'm a bad golfer.
I'm just
no,
saying
Drew.
maybe you
Put
make
it in
sure.
perspective. No, so when I was golfing at Horicon Hills for that outing, it was the first place team was about a 30-year-old, his son, or not his son. It was like a 40-year-old, his like 20-year-old son. Pro golfers. They went like
That's
15
what I'm
under.
saying.
And
People
my
try to-
partners were like, I had a 70-year-old, an 80-year-old that couldn't hit it more than 50 yards or 50 feet, whatever it was. It was terrible. So I mean, we got like middle of the pack because you play best ball, but we got like even 0, I think, and they had like negative 15. There's no gap.
It's just something fun to do though.
Yeah.
And like 7 lengths, it's short enough that like being able to drive it extra 100 yards doesn't make a difference. Like almost everyone can hit it to the green in one shot, and it's pretty
And
much
it's fun because
just
you get if you have 4 or 3 teammates, you get 4 chances to hit it to the green.
yeah, exactly.
So,
It'd be something fun to do, but I don't know if I think that one was through like Valor's basketball was doing like a
it was
fundraiser or something. I think it was.
BBC or whatever it's called.
I'll be
Yeah.
the driver.
You don't need a driver at 7 Lakes.
No, I'll be the driver. No,
True.
Oh,
you
the
could-
golf cart driver.
Yeah.
True, you could still be on our team and just like throw away your shot. I mean,
No.
Just go for it. Yeah.
I will sit at home with my Snapple tea or my coffee with coconut water. It's been a new.
You can
Hey,
bring
I-
all of that on the golf course.
good.
Oh,
They
you're
have cup holders. They do.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? You might hit 1 or 2 putts that help the team.
Even Zack has hit like a 50-yard putt, 50-foot putt before. Like he, remember that? That was at 7 Lakes. wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Peyton was like,
Yeah, I'll give you whatever
like-
if you make this.
yeah. No, he said if you hit the putt, like your shot counts or something. Because I
Yeah.
don't remember what happened with my shot, but
Oh yeah,
just very
sinks
long
it from
putt.
like 50 feet out.
Yeah,
You never
Okay,
know, Drew. It's fun.
We've been talking
I'm
about
up
golf
for it.
like 25
That's
minutes
fine.
now.
We love a golf podcast. No, but I want to throw some more of those candidates' names, and I wanted to hear which one which candidate you guys are more surprised about.
we back to
Before we
football?
wrap up here.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay, back to
I'm running
football,
out of I'm running out of golf terminology. I'm sorry. I don't know how much more golf I have in me.
Jared,
but-
what's your handicap?
Oh come on.
20.
Okay.
All right, let's talk with these head coach candidates.
So Jim Caldwell is getting some scheduled interviews with some people, and he's the former Lions and Colts head coach. Steve Wilkes, right, with
Okay, yeah.
Carolina
on.
is in line.
Frank
Go ahead.
Reich is getting an interview with Carolina.
That's the other one.
Did you see that, Jared?
I
That's
did
the
not
big.
see that. I didn't see
They're
that.
interviewing like a bunch of coaches that got fired or just have not been good.
People think
that's
that
their
Frank Reich was a
strategy.
good coach. I don't understand. He could not call plays. He was our play caller. He could not call plays. He was terrible. Maybe he might have been a good guy. The organization loved him. He was terrible. A terrible coach.
My-
And now that Jeff Saturday is not good, they're like, Frank Reich should have stayed. No, he was terrible. He doesn't deserve a job. Sorry. What a rant.
My guy for Carolina is either Wilkes or Caldwell. I know there's some other guys in there, right? Giants offensive coordinator. Ben Johnson's thrown in that one as well. And also Ken Dorsey. We know what Ken Dorsey's known for, the Bills offensive coordinator. He threw around some papers, but with Denver, here's some. I want to hear what your thoughts on these. The Jim Harbaugh interview is officially complete for Denver. They requested Sean Payton and Dan Quinn. Those are the other former head coaches. So, I don't know what your thoughts are
I
on that.
really
On
hope
those.
that. I really wish that was the Colts. I wish the Colts had the same plays Denver did because those are like 3 coaches that I would love.
Denver's already put their foot down and they want an experienced guy because they're not going to do the Nathaniel Hackett experiment anymore. There's no way. Yeah. The Colts don't have any former head coaches other than Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry. Oh,
1-7.
But
I think he
also,
went 1-7.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he went
1-7.
1-7. Yeah. That team
Um,
was 3-2-1, and we
No,
went
they- no, they-
4-12-1.
That's
Frank
incredible.
Reich lost his last 3 games, and then Jeff Saturday went 1-7.
He did the rest.
1 for 10.
I'm just verifying this. I believe Vance Joseph is on that Arizona staff as their D coordinator. And why I bring that up, he is the defensive coordinator. So, do we think that, and I know Jared is kind of opposed to a defensive coordinator hiring a head coach, or maybe not opposed, but a little shaky.
Yeah.
But with a guy like Kyler, what are your thoughts on potentially internally? Because again, the thought is 2027. They have him signed until.
So
Or Kingsbury. It'd be cheaper to just promote than hire. You can't get Sean Payton. You can't get those guys.
Yeah. My whole thing is, if you have a solid team, like look at the Titans. Yeah, Mike Vrabel won Coach of the Year, and he did help that team. But I mean, Tannehill was decent. Henry was the second best in the league best until he got hurt. AJ Brown was amazing. I mean, they had a solid defense. They always do. Their offensive line held up for Tannehill. I mean, if you have a solid team, you can hire a defensive coach, and it's not going to affect you that much. But I mean, you look at the Bears. I keep saying them, but even the Texans. I mean,
Look at the Bears roster. They had Equiminius St. Brown as wide receiver 2 at the end of the year.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if you have a bad team, you can't really turn a team around with a defensive coach. But if you have a good team like the Titans did, a defensive coach might work because you don't really need them to do that much. If that makes sense.
I disagree because I think you're putting. I mean, I value head coaches, but I don't think the head coach, just because the head coach is not the offensive play caller, doesn't mean he's a bad coach or he's not,
I'm not saying that really. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it depends what talent you have around you as well, because sometimes that gets overshadowed. You think of Brian Dable this year, like he doesn't have much talent around him. I mean, Daniel Jones has been average this year. I mean, probably around 15.
He's been
Saquon's been good this year, but but they don't have that. Like you look at on paper, you look at that team, you don't think that's a playoff team. But Brian Dable has single-handedly helped that team make the playoffs. You can't.
What about
say
Dan
that
Campbell?
Did that last year.
I mean, look, Ben Johnson again, the Lions offensive coordinator is the reason that offense is doing well. He's right. I mean, he's the guy.
But Dan Campbell, I mean, Jamal Williams had the most rushing touchdowns of all time. I mean, of Lions history, past Barry Sanders this year. I mean, Jared Goff's been good this year. He's been probably better than Daniel Jones, I'd say. He's been good. Jared Goff's been good. Amon-Ra St. Brown's having a breakout year again. Swift has been okay. I mean, they started off terrible. They've gotten better.
Okay, I got one for you. Nathaniel Hackett, former offensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, makes it 15 games.
Yeah, they have a solid team.
No. My point is, Jared, which I do agree, though. It's not, a defensive coach is not going to help a young quarterback as much as an offensive coach. Like that point totally makes sense to me. I just don't think it's a total deal breaker for me.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That doesn't really help my point with the Broncos. Yeah, I guess.
What do we think about the offensive coordinator for the Titans, Todd Downing? Ever since that Packer game, he was 0-7. It was kind of a rough
Titans
go around.
were 7-3, and they ended 7-10. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
People are actually pointing out Downing's time. It was he actually got a DUI after that Packer game. So after that DUI, that was the last time this Titans team won a game. Which I'm not it just wasn't a good look. I thought he was gonna be gone, even if they made the playoffs. Just how that looked on the organization's behalf after, right? We know that drinking on air, jets or whatever, like they started having a memo sent out to league officials, and then this happens. It was like, okay, this is not a good look for.
I mean, obviously I'm a Colts fan. I'm so happy the Titans did not make the playoffs. All these Titans fans saying they run the AFC South. I mean, thank God the Jaguars won, and I'm cheering fully for the Jaguars because I'd much rather face Jaguar fans right now than Titan fans. Because we at least beat the Jaguars once. The Titans just always have been beating us. And they just keep talking. Oh, we own the Colts. We own the division. They went 7-10. So, I mean, Hopefully next year
Jaguars
they're a
are a
little more
fun
humble.
team too.
They are. They're
Jaguars
really
are a
fun.
fun
They're
team.
a young
Titans
team.
are
I mean, going into the year, you look at their team, the Jaguars. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, up and coming star. But like their receivers, I mean, Zay Jones. I mean, okay, Christian Kirk was not looked at as he was heavily overpaid. People were saying. I mean, he got what 84 million or whatever he got. I mean, he got a lot of money. Yeah, Zay Jones. I mean, that team just did not look. They have Marvin Jones too, right? Yeah, that's Jaguars.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Evan
the only
Ingram.
promising players on that team were ETN and Trevor Lawrence, and they've been able to put it all together.
I like the Jaguars long term. I guess here before we wrap up, I wanted to touch on the playoffs here just a little bit. I wanted to hear your thoughts, everyone's thoughts. If we go through our wild card prediction, I kind of want to go through and just give our game picks for this because there's only 6 games, and I wanted, we can run through this fast, but it's just we have the schedule, so 3:30 on Saturday.
For 20 minutes.
Oh, it's all good. I learned it in the golf thing, and of the viewers / listeners, if you're watching YouTube or if you're on any of the listening platforms, you just learned a lot about golf. You learned a lot about Zach, Jared. You learned about how I'm terrible at golf. But Seahawks 49ers is your first game on Fox on Saturday. I'm picking 49ers.
I'm picking Seahawks.
Okay.
49ers.
It'll be closer than I think most people are thinking, but 49ers.
No.
49ers.
49ers by 14.
Oh,
Gino's got a lot of hype around him right now.
he does. Kenneth Walker's the offensive rookie of the year. Kenneth Walker does too.
No, he's not.
Yep,
Garrett Wilson.
he not anymore, Zach. Too much
Not
inconsistency for
anymore.
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Okay, we have an
Sticking
even
with it.
line on. This is going to be my favorite game of the wild card weekend. Chargers Jaguars even line at Jacksonville Saturday night on NBC. I got Chargers.
So does Zach, right?
I got Chargers.
Good. I got Jaguars. Thank God.
Okay, we have a little split on that.
Brandon Staley is going to be aggressive, and it's going to work out.
Joe Staley is
Hold
a
on.
good coach. Yep.
I said Brandon.
I know.
When Zach says Brandon instead of Joe, it's a okay.
I mean,
I'm going to
Gino's
start
Sunday.
saying
tough.
Staley.
Sunday we go to. I hope when we have a guest on the offseason, which we'll have plenty of guests. I hope you say Joe Staley. I want to see the reactions. Okay, Sunday Dolphins Bills. That one is at Buffalo, right?
Absolute
I got
blowout.
Bills. Line's only 9.5.
Yeah, but Skylar Thompson is going to start. It's going to be Bills by
I
21.
Yeah.
Giants Vikings.
Giants.
No way.
I'm
Can I
serious.
say-
Giants.
I gotta say Vikings.
That's the Packer fan in you, Zach.
I mean,
Okay.
hey, Vikings finally got their second win by more than one score, so props to them. But
But have they
Taking
lost
Bears.
one-score games? Have they lost in one-score games? No, they haven't.
no.
Their bread and butter's one
They
score
have a
games.
negative point differential. A negative
Yeah.
point differential.
I know. They know how to get it done, though. That's the whole point.
I think they
They
win
have
this
close
week,
wins.
Zach, and then they lose. They lose to the 49ers
They
by
get
a
just
lot. next
absolutely
week.
smoked.
30,
Hey,
maybe.
you take that Packer game away and that Cowboys game away, and their point differential is probably like plus 70.
No, well,
'Cause
their
they lost by like
losses
40.
It's all
to the
those
Cowboys.
3-point
They lost
games.
to
It's probably like plus
16 against Philly. They lost by 37 against Dallas. They lost by like 30 or something against
Hey,
Green
Jared
Bay.
said take Dallas and Green Bay away, and then you'll
Yeah,
get your
like
20
60.
or
Yeah.
you'll get all those field goals. It'll be like a 21,
But
20.
Jared, I don't. Do you notice those are all good teams?
Green Bay's not. I mean, they're decent. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
They were a good team at the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right. NBC Sunday night, Ravens at Cincinnati. I'm
This
gonna
was
do
my
it.
hardest one, I think.
I'm
This
gonna
was
say
my hardest
Baltimore.
one. This was my hardest game.
You guys are
Come on.
crazy.
Jared, join me.
Wow.
Cincinnati.
Join me.
I did say Cincinnati, but I mean, it's going to be really close.
Is
I think
Lamar even playing?
he will be back, but he's not going to be like.
Is he actually playing?
It's not for sure. yet. I think
100% playing.
No,
No.
no, it's not 100%. I think he
That's
will
making
play,
a
but I
line
think he'll be
here.
a little shaky from that because it's going to be just coming back. I think he'll be limited, not limited, but he'll be a lot like different.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Vegas assumes
There's-
that he will not be back right now, or he'll be partially back. It's -7 since
Yeah, partially.
There's
That's what I
two
mean.
games that I actually am interested in this weekend: Giants and Vikings, and Jaguars and Chargers. I think every other game is going to be not really
Cowboys
close.
Bucks.
I guess that'd be close, but I don't want to watch that game.
Okay,
It's not going to be interesting.
That's
Can the
that's kind
Cowboys
of where
finally win a playoff game? That's going to be the biggest question.
No,
that's why people think McCarthy's out if they lose.
Jerry Jones said he won't be, but
Well,
Tom
You know,
Brady,
Jerry
people-
Jones, but
two,
whatever
two
Jerry
minute
Jones
drill, end
says.
of the game, they'll win it.
okay, so Zach has Bengals. I'm trying to understand, and then he has Buccaneers. Or were you joking? Or I'll take Cowboys.
Me? No, I'm taking Buccaneers.
Oh, you
Like
are
I said,
taking okay.
Tom Brady,
Oh.
2-minute drill to end the game. Game
There you
winning
go.
drive.
Wait,
Jared, you
so
got
you're not
Cowboys?
so Zach, you're not taking. You just said you're taking over on 1.5, and then you took only the Giants.
I took Giants and Bucks. Oh,
The Bucks
Bucks
are
are
an
an
upset.
upset.
Bucks are in an upset.
I took
He's
Chargers.
assuming football will take care
Chargers
of
and
it.
Oh, yeah, you
Giants.
took Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got it. That's
Well, I'm
two.
taking Cowboys. I'm taking Cowboys.
All right. So Jared, well, Zach told us his game. What's your game to watch?
My game to watch by far is Chargers Jags, but I think Ravens Bengals. If Lamar is playing, that'll be a really good game, and I'm gonna watch them all, obviously. But that's
Chargers
Sunday
Jaguars
night.
is my favorite pick. Come on, Lawrence and Herbert at Jacksonville. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah. All right. Do you guys have anything else here on this?
Briefly,
Now it's
just
like Tuesday
really
night.
briefly, 65-7.
Oh, yeah. I
college
didn't want to
football game.
mention that, Jared. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Look,
That team beat Michigan.
we like to
That's
stick
crazy.
to NFL. And if we go to golf, we go to golf. But we stick to NFL for that
Wow.
very reason.
Stetson Bennett, is he making the NFL? Is he getting drafted?
No,
25
I
years
thought-
old.
Isn't
He's
he going
25.
for year 8 at Georgia?
I
Year
don't
8.
think so.
It's like Brad Davison of football.
Yeah. No, just wanted to mention that.
I'm joking. Obviously, he's yeah. Will he go? Zach, he'll be like Jake Fromm. You remember him from Georgia? He'll be on a practice squad. He'll go undrafted.
You think so?
Yeah. Or okay, maybe not. Maybe not. He'll go undrafted. He'll go in the 6th or 7th round, but he'll be on a practice squad. He'll be just like Jake Fromm, former Georgia quarterback.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's my take. I got some announcements here though before we wrap up. As you might have heard on the stories and such, Journey to a Million has a football specific TikTok at J2M Football. As you see down below here, you'll see Zach is doing some fantastic work on there. He's posted throughout the week, and you'll find also, Jared's got something planned there that will be on there. We'll leave it at that, right, Jared? You got some good stuff on there, but
Jared's
basically
helping with
for
it, yep.
Yep, basically you'll see some great stuff on that, so go follow that. And of course, follow at Your Sports Crew on TikTok. If you follow at Your Sports Crew on TikTok, it's pretty easy to find J2M Football. You can either just search it, or in the followers thing, you can click on who we follow, and it's one of the first ones you'll see there. So that's easy to find it. But yeah, I mean, there's for a lot of football content. I'm telling you, it's whether it's DFS, power rankings, player rankings, some maybe a potential guessing thing that's going on. Lot of great stuff on there is what I'd say. So if you're a football fan, or if you enjoy if you enjoy the show, give it a follow on that. And of course, the Drew Sports Crew on there. You'll still have football posts on there throughout the week, but that's more a football specific TikTok. So that's the main announcement. And yeah, you'll see our playoff brackets coming out. Right, those were the bracket. Jared and I have ours sent to Zach. He's gonna produce some beautiful brackets. We're excited to see, and then the NFL power rankings on the official ones will come, or on the other social medias will be out tomorrow. But if you follow the J2M football one, you might see them. You might see some things early. So that's another reason to follow it, right?
Yeah, I think moral of the story is follow J2M Football on TikTok.
There you go. Thank you, Zach.
Doesn't
Good
hurt,
wrap
why
up.
not? Yeah.
Are the power rankings controversial? What were Just a little thought here from Jared.
Yeah, he gets a few
Oh,
comments,
Jared?
and I say most of the things that the comments say, but
Yeah, I thought there was some issues with it, but
Like what?
no, it was overall. It
just
was
some
mostly
minor.
the non-playoff team, the non-playoff
Wow,
teams.
there's a yeah.
Like how
So
you
I'm
put the
thinking Dallas
Buccaneers,
should be
like how you
ahead of
put
6.
like how you put the Buccaneers at 18 the week before, and now they're in the playoffs. You put them at 12, like
Well,
stuff like that.
this is what I did. All the teams that are in the playoffs are the top 14.
Which
Yeah, that's
it
what I
not
should
said
the
be.
last
playoffs,
week.
not top 14.
Yeah, that's what I said
agree with
last week. You
Jared,
should
yeah.
have thought about too. Yeah,
Well, last week they were all playing yet.
yeah.
I just thought like different conferences, like the AFC and the NFL. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
like you can't compare some of the bubble teams, the AFC, to the NFC. Like you have to rank them like that. But yeah, like Zach decided to sum it up. You got to follow both TikToks, J2 and Football and at Drew Sports Crew, and that will wrap it up here for Zach Roush, Jared Valesky, and myself, Drew Skyberg, on this Tuesday night. Thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Drew Sports Crew, the Journey to Million, the perfect podcast for you.